everyone, welcome. I am William, a stand-up coach in New York City for over a decade, and this is the most unique thing I teach. It opens people's awareness more than anything else. Before we get started, if you like this type of content, give us a like, comment, subscribe as we go into today's lesson, which in my opinion, there are 4 ways to heighten a joke. So you have an idea, you want to cause catharsis, so the audience goes, ah ha 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 ha, we get it. There are 4 different big ways to do that, and I've broken it down into this many because we take the audience to a different metaphysical place each time. Okay, so what are those, you might wonder? Let it go, William. Okay, so there's logical, there's an act out, there's the audience, and then there is personal. So let us start with the one that's the easiest for other people to understand, and that, of course, is, boom, an act out. This is where we say, hey, have you guys ever been on a plane? Oh, I will take my peanuts. Boop, 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 slip, 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 slip. So when we are performing, there is us and the audience, and in an act out, there is an assumed 4th wall between us and the audience. They are watching us as one does TV. They don't expect any interaction. It is very performative. So we are taking them to another time and place. Hey, the other day I was in my car. You'll never catch me alive, coppers. Let's turn on the radio. Wish you would step back from the lid, my friend. All of that. I'm no longer metaphysically here with you in the room. I'm in another place, and you are watching me. Okay, so what is the catharsis here? The catharsis here is you say a statement. The other day I was in my car, and the audience goes, oh, that is how I thought it would look. Or they go, oh, I didn't think that's how it would look, but I see how you, the comedian, would think that would look. Oh, that does make sense, given the circumstances. So we're playing with some premises that I'm building for my set. Exactly. So we'll play with those in an act-out fashion. So if we took this idea of I would do anything for bread. Mr. Baker, come on, I'll give you all my money. I'll give you my newborn children, please. I'll give you my kidney. Let me have your bread, Mr. Baker. Let me have your bread. Just a little slice. Oh, I've transported us to a bakery where I am now so desperate for the bread. There's a million other places. You know, I could be at the Milliners. I could just be at Panera. Oh, I'm at Panera. Oh yes, the happiest place on earth. Sandwiches with bread. They got so many different types of bread. Yes. Get out of my way, customer service person. Nom, etc. These are a little crazed, but for example, or you could just think, you have this is the Olive Garden. You have breadsticks. Yes. Oh, and these are free. Etc. Okay, all of the tricks from theater, movies, clowning, mime, concerts. These are all art forms that we can draw from for these act outs. When do we cut in? When does the dialogue start? Right when the fun thing happens? A little bit before it so we can ramp up to it? Right after the fun thing so we see the ramifications? How is it set? What is the angle? Are we right up close to it? Are we really far away from the action? These are all things that we can build into our act outs. Similar with the clowning. How do the characters do the things that they do? Further has catharsis of how we do things in life, and then just like the big energy of a moment that is more than just us sitting in chairs. Like we can take hello, Wisconsin, yeah. Okay, well, we're all in a cabaret space sitting, kind of quietly. Well, now if I've teleported us, assumingly, to a 100,000 person amphitheater, I can draw from that energy to rile up the small crowd here because you're imagining us there. So all of these tricks, if you want to build out your act outs, you can go into these art forms. Something to think about. So that's the first payoff. We have act out in mind. And by the way, as we go through the night, we'll be showing these payoffs for as many of the jokes, the premises that people throw at us. I want to see more Willies in chat. Yeah. I want Willy Wonka in chat. I want Dr. Wiley, which is close to Willy, Willy Vanilli, all the Willies. I want Free Willy, Expensive Willy. All of those are a good way to segue into a logical payoff. What do I mean by logical? Well, when you're with the audience, we are now taking them to a white void of ideas. What? Oh God! Oh, well, we're inside of our heads. We're dealing with definitions of things. Oh, 1 + 1 is 2. Oh, the true definition of love. Debate, which quod erat demonstratum. Therefore, I have shown things. It's logic. There's no physical manifestation of where we are. We work. Similar to that Willy joke that we were just doing. I'm just doing word games. Oh, I wish there was Free Willy, Willy Wonka. We're not in a place. We're not in the ocean with Free Willy. We're not sort of like with Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory. We're just making a known list of like known Willies, and then we're going down and making an artificial list. Boom, 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 boom list of like Free Willy, Willy Wonka, Willy Wonka, Willy Wonka, Willy Wonka. Dealing with archetypes, sort of Plato's cave of ideas, is where we have metaphysically taken the audience. Willy, more like, will he tell a good joke? Exactly. Where are we right there? We're not here with me. We're not in a specific place. We're sort of dealing with the definitions of will as will, but then also will as a word, and then we're combining those together to make a clever pun, etc., 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 etc. We're in a white void of just ideas. Or similarly, Willie Mays here 100%. While we go down this list of things. Yeah. All of these work for an ideological payoff to that premise, which was at the time was, hey. Start naming some Willies. The audience is inside of their heads. That's where they are. We're no longer in this room, really. We're not in another time and place. We're dealing with concepts. So the catharsis we're dealing with here is the audience feeling, oh, I understand. I get the pattern. Or I solved it with regards to it's Willy. Oh, we're just listing Willies. Yeah. Or they recognize, I understand that reference. Like Willie Mays. Oh, that's Billy Mays. That is a Willie. Oh, okay. That is in my brain somewhere. That is a thing from life that I remember now. So those are the catharses that we are playing with here. So, for example, I would do anything for bread. I would holla for holla. Oh, ha. You know what I'm saying? Like I would do anything except loaf around for a loaf. We are just playing with silly twists of phrases, the definitions of words, etc. For example, photo. You are now playing this game about like Billy Mays, Willie Mays, Milky Ways. It's like a rhyming game. So we're not metaphysically. We're not in a location. We're in our heads, just thinking about archetypes of things. Squeeze some buns. What? Oh my God. Oh God, I regret giving you the screen time. Okay. So we see it's like I would do anything I would do anything for bread. Oh, I see. Yes. I want to squeeze those buns. I would holla for holla. I wouldn't be loafing around if there was a loaf around, etc. When we're doing this tactic, we get to draw from all the tools of logic and debate or rhetoric, or wordplay, or just truths from life. If you just want to reference something. Like they don't like it when you hit on the waitresses at Olive Garden because when you're there, you're family. Okay, I'm taking the slogan of Olive Garden and I'm taking the idea that we shouldn't date family. And I'm just putting those two things together as this plus that equals this. That's it. That's all we're doing. So the audience goes, yes. Mm-hmm. These tend to be, unless they are really, really, really cathartic on the truth of life, these tend to be less cathartic, especially if it's wordplay, because it's sort of just like just a simple pun. There's nothing silly about a serious guy unless he's seriously silly. That's a way to sort of like, that's where we're starting to do like wordplay, etc. If I had a loaf of bread every time I heard that, I could make a sandwich. Yeah, as far as just like us setting up this idea and then paying it off. We've created an artificial logical structure and then drawn it from its conclusion. 100% as far as logical ways to pay off this premise. all this talk about what you would do for bread. What would bread do for you? Exactly. It's just a twist. It's just a turn of phrase. We're just taking the thing, switching it backwards. So that is just like, it's a rhetorical trick. That's all it is. It's a rhetorical trick. But it can suffice. It can suffice and get the audience to laugh. Okay. So now that we have two logical structures in play, you can bounce them off of each other. I would do anything for bread. Please, please, Mr. Baker, please let me in. Let me in. I'll holla for holla. Okay, I'm in and act out, but I'm using the logical puns that we'd established. I'm just putting it through this character. Oh, please, please, I'll do anything. Let me in. Woo, that guy's not loafing around. Okay, now I'm commenting with a logical pun about loaf and loaf, about the act out that I just did. I'm bouncing back and forth between these different payoffs for the joke. So we keep one idea in the audience's head, if I would do anything for bread, and we go boop, 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 boop. So you get to play with the idea more. Allows you to get more payoff for not as much setup, etc., etc. So we have these two, the first two payoffs, and these are the more performative one. In the act out, there's an assumption that there's a fourth wall between us and the audience, so we won't be interacting because we're in another time and place. In a logical payoff, we're inside of our head, so we're not really in the room right now. We're all internally doing calculations. Well, the other two payoff structures, audience and personal, are in the room. One of my old improv mentors used to say, when you're doing improv, beginning improvisers care too much about the magic of improv, the specifics. Oh, hey, look, it's the fastest car ever made, and it's about to shoot itself into a dartboard while we're lifting weights. Oh my God, and there's Optimus Prime and Batman. Well, the audience doesn't care about all the crazy specifics in improv. The only things that are real are you and your scene partner. So all of these specifics are just an excuse to either you be affected or to you to try to affect your scene partner, or similarly for your scene partner to be affected. Well, why are you talking about improv, William? Why are you talking about this is stand-up? Sir, this is stand-up? Where's stand-up? There is not a scene partner. Well, there is. When we're doing stand-up, there are two real entities. There is us and there is the audience. So all of the stuff that we're saying for stand-up, all of these ideas that we're dropping, if we're talking about crazy things, at the end of the day, those are just excuses for us to be affected or for the audience to be affected. And that is what these payoff methods are trying to do. So, audience. Hey, what do we mean when we're talking about the audience as a payoff method? Well, when we're performing, we are here and now. Metaphysically, for these jokes, we're in the room that we are in right now, in this time frame, and we are in the audience. So we can zoom in and be like, I would do anything for bread. This guy looks like he already did. Oh my God. he's out like a loaf, etc., etc., etc. Or someone's sandwiched too close between two people. I see you, sir. Oh, I would be mad too. Etc., etc. What we're playing with is acknowledging that the audience or us as a group, we do feel that. Oh, we do feel that way. We could all use more bread. It's kind of a logical thing, but I'm leaning into, I'm trying to call out how you guys feel, how we feel. Or it could be that person feels that way if it's a very specific audience reaction that the group doesn't have, but someone inside the audience does. Or if something big just happened, like a bunch of glasses just fell, etc., commenting on that. Or someone, that laugh is well bred. Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you, sir. Etc. It's acknowledging something in this room now, and the audience goes, yes, that is how we feel. That is what we see right now. We can filter logical jokes at the audience if we need to, like, well, the one I was doing well bred. Yes. Sorry, these jokes. Yes, you didn't like these jokes. I know you're the wry type. Got you. Boom, boom. We can still be making puns and everything, but really there's an implied, I am commenting on you with it. Not ideas itself, but I am trying to poke fun at things that are in the room, in the audience right now. I see you. I'm not behind a fourth wall. We're not in our heads. I am looking at you, and you go, yes, that is happening. Yes, that is how I feel, etc., 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 etc. So the ways to play with this It gets a little harder to practice because really what we're playing with is just all the things we use in friendship, like roasting your friends. You can roast the audience, or aggrandizing your friends. Hey, or just being friendly about like, thank you so much. We can share a sandwich together later, sir. BLT, BLT, yes, high five. Now our hands are making a sandwich. Thank you, sir. Diving into the audience, etc. You also have to be a little bit observational, so you have to acknowledge and know what's in the room so that you can call it right, and the audience goes, yes, that is what's happening. So literally just being able to see and label things helps with this type of heightening method, as well as empathy, being able to see what's happening, and if you need to metaphysically call out what's happening, be correct. Because if you're not right or you're way off, and the audience goes, that's not what's happening at all, and it can cause a tension instead of resolving one. So we have 3 payoff methods, or similar like, Breaker, let me in. That guy's not loafing around, but you are, sir, enjoying the show. You don't have to do anything. Boom. I started with an act out. I paid it off with a logical after I exited the act out. Then I entered the audience to go after the logical. So we're staying with the idea of I love bread, but popping around. We get multiple payoffs for the same joke, so the audience doesn't have to learn anything new. We're at payoff. There's one final payoff left, and that's personal. Okay, when we are on stage, we exist. So we're still here and now, in this moment with the audience, but we are in my head. We're here with me on stage. You are looking at me and how I am thinking about things. Oh my God, it's way too much about bread, and now they're talking about being bread. What have I done? The audience knows that we are performing right now. We're being a slightly heightened version of ourselves, but they also intrinsically deep down know that we exist as a real person, that we are maybe trying to fool them or not being 100% real or having other layers to us. So when they see the mask drop, when they see us be like, oh my God, I ate a whole loaf of bread today. That's just true. They go, oh, okay, the mask dropped. We did know. Yes, we knew. We figured you out. We knew you would be like that. So the catharsis we're playing with is the comic does seem like that. They do seem like that. Or that is something we thought that they would say or feel to themselves or in their private moments. Or this seems like a realer emotion. It seems like they've pocketed out of performance and are being their true selves with us, and we feel that we had called it. So we feel like, yes, I got it. I figured them out. For example, I would do anything for bread. I did. I walked 30 minutes so I could get a loaf of bread today, and then I ate it before I got home. I did. People were looking at me like, a whole loaf of bread? I don't care. No. Oh, it's so good. I would do it again. Oh, I want to do it right now. I'm going to stop stream. I'm going to do it right now. This is me sort of breaking performance to confess to y'all, etc. Okay. One second. Okay, so how are we playing with this? All the tools in character work, like hey, UCB, Magnet Pit, Groundlings, Second City, all those places have character classes where they teach you like how to move, how to have quirky worldviews. We are ourselves a character, and so all of those lessons we can use while we do personal things or confessions of like, oh God, I don't really want to tell you this, but I'm gonna eat another whole loaf of bread tomorrow. All of those feelings come to this, as well as, weirdly enough, all the things we do in therapy. If we can really label ourselves deeply of meta patterns that we're doing, the audience will feel like we're being super real with them in the room, and this layer of playing with the audience or playing with the joke with ourselves when the audience is watching will hit harder. So these are ways, if you really want to dig deeper into what we can do with the personal, these are sort of other art forms, other aspects of life that we can borrow to pay off in this way. Okay. So now we have all the payoff methods. We got all the. What do we do with this, William? Well, as you see, we can bounce around from all these payoffs to stay in one idea as long as possible. Audience likes this idea. Let's go again. Boom, 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 boom. It raises our efficiency. An additional benefit is a lot of beginning stand-ups that I work with. This is what their jokes are like. They have an idea and they're like, oh, I wasn't loafing around. Oh man, I'll holla for holla. I am well bred. And it's like logical. And that's fine. Well, the problems you can come into is what if the audience likes holla for holla the best? Okay? And you have more additional jokes. It seems like the idea is dying because the audience goes, oh, okay, that was a good. Okay, that was good too. Okay, yeah, we get it. because of their palate, the joke feels energetically like it's dying because we have not changed how we have heightened the joke. Versus if we switch tactics, we switch how we heighten, the audience can't apples to apple compare it, and they're like, oh, that's really logically true. Oh, that is how that would play out. Oh, I did think they would feel that way. It keeps them on their toes. And so you can sustain big laughs longer without it feeling like a direct comparison of, well, that was not as funny as 4 seconds ago, definitively. So now I'm going to be giving less laughs, and the energy peters out at the final part of your joke. Challah for challah. Challah is a type of bread. So challah, you do not know what challah bread is. Challah bread. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Okay. And then finally, this allows us to feel more vernacular. We do this all the time in real life. My grandma is so judgmental. I'm labeling an idea. She's so judgmental. Just the other day, she's like, "Oh, William, are you ever gonna quit this comedy thing?" Now I'm acting. Can you believe she said that? I cannot believe she said that. I logically labeled how she felt. I then showed how it felt. I checked in with you, how you felt about it, and then I said how I feel about it. We breach these barriers all the time when we're doing stream of consciousness. But a lot of times when people perform, they just stick logical, maybe an act out, logical, maybe comment on the audience when it's a real big moment, logical, maybe instinctually confess when they fudge up a joke for just a second. And so it feels more performative because we aren't bouncing around as much as we do in real life. And so it helps feedback into you feeling like a real person on stage instead of an overly stifled, written, etc., etc. Okay, this is the part where I'm going to cut to the rest of the night and us using this and showing the different heightening methods on all sorts of premises and all sorts of examples.
So I moved from India to Atlanta for my master's, and people here warned me that, dude, Atlanta's dangerous. And I was like, really? Atlanta? Atlanta, Georgia? That place where the lovely old ladies call you all. So, y'all have a good day.
Yeah, so just so I can get the purpose of what I was doing earlier, this started with a logical thing of Atlanta. You think Atlanta is dangerous, and how ridiculous, for those who might know, the concept of Atlanta is, and then we breach it, stay in the same idea, but lean into heightening in an act out. So we're flipping what our heightening method is as we are going into the joke, but staying on the same idea. Love it as we continue into this.
Y'all have a good afternoon.
And we are sort of bridging the divide between act out and audience, because we're doing an act out. You're like a character in another moment, but that moment is sort of bridged because it seems like you're talking directly to the audience. So we've sort of combined these two heightening methods, the benefit from both of them, because the y'all in question isn't a nebulous y'all, it's this audience here and now. So love that there are nuanced ways to play with these toys as we go further.
Y'all want more butter? On your peach? I am on my way to a Diwali dinner. Have you all heard of the Hindu festival Diwali? Yeah. Oh, fuck. Already better than Atlanta. So I'm standing there in my traditional Indian kurta. It's like a long shirt. If you don't know what that is, picture like a bunch of Indian guys like dancing at an Indian wedding. Yeah? Now be less racist. Calm down. Thank you. All right, so I'm in my coat.
Great. So this starts with an ideological play of like, okay, I want you to picture this thing with me. We're in an idea world. And then you're like, and I'm commenting on you. I'm commenting on how you're picturing. You are directly implicated. So then it goes from sort of like a logical setup to an audience payoff. So I absolutely love the twist there.
It's after dark. I'm at a bus stop all by myself. This guy sees what I'm wearing, comes right up to me, pulls out a knife, and goes, "What are you, Muslim?" And I thought that was it. I thought that was it. Like, absolutely freeze. My life actually flashed before my eyes in that second. And the first thing I thought about was just picturing the look on my poor parents' faces when they received that call that on Diwali, the festival that celebrates good over evil, that their son did not graduate.
What I love about that joke is, it started as a giant act out, right? You're setting the scenario about the cops are going to come up to my parents, blah, 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 and they'll find out their son didn't graduate. The payoff is actually a logical payoff because it's one line, us feeling how your parents would feel and the idea of your parents. You could have done that as an act out with regards to, I hate to inform you that your son, he didn't graduate. No, he's dead. Who cares? He didn't graduate. Once again, that same idea, if we wanted to, I'm not saying it's better, but we could have done it as a true act out instead of the setup, which was an act out, but the payoff, which was logical. Which I love it. We can dance around with these structures, but there's nuanced ways to use them if we want to. So sorry, back to you. Thoughts?
That's actually the follow-up. The follow-up is a little bit of an act out of the parent.
Can you imagine what an Indian parent goes through? Like, Mrs. Mehra, your son is dead. But is he an engineer? It's like, no. Yeah, so then he's fucking dead to me too.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah. So, we had the logical first payoff, and then we went into the true act out to stay in the same idea, but give a more nuanced manifestation. Just because of what we're doing specifically today, not with the 4 heightening methods. Let's watch your follow through as far as after we finish the act out.
Yeah, so then he's fucking dead to me too. My dad is just trying to console her.
Oh, we're seeing it.
Babe, at least an unfinished engineering degree is better than a finished arts degree.
This is sort of an act out. You said my dad is consoling her, but really that's just a logical one-liner. Like, I didn't see your dad. We weren't really your dad. It wasn't like really the moment that I didn't see much personality. So once again, I don't mind it at all. But if we wanted to, like, sweetie, just so you know, an unfinished engineering degree, it's better than an arts degree. There could have been, like, we're really using the. I love this joke. I love that payoff. But like, just for people, if I'm going to use this for cuts for my 4 heightening method, that really is sort of like a logical joke that used your dad as a puppet more so than a true act out, which is dealing with like the true essence of characters and how they're saying it and the uniqueness about them, which is more so the funniness than the logical wordplay. But anyways, any thoughts on that joke? Et cetera, et cetera.
So you're saying like the dad character was not different enough. It wasn't like clearly a character.
It was basically just you being like, and then my dad said this thing is really what it was instead of, and then my dad was like, sweetie, oh, the love of my life, we've gone through worse. I mean, our daughter almost got an arts degree and an unfinished, like, you could have gone further where like the true emotions of your dad came out. Really, he was used as a puppet for a logical joke, which don't get me wrong, is a perfectly valid tactic, but for really getting into what that punchline is, that is more of a logical that we sort of like snuck into the act out than a true that we needed to go into your dad to only your dad and the exact culmination of your dad could have done that. Beginning comics would have ended it on the first line. Versus, like, there's so much more joke in that joke without us having to change the idea at all. That like, ideally, that's what we do for efficiency. So, we did a setup, and then we get punchline. So, in that, like, quest for the laugh every 6 seconds, it's not like setup, punch, setup for 5 seconds, punch. But it could be like setup, then punch, change the heightening tactic, change the heightening tactic. We're all in the same idea that we know, and so it's very easy to get additional lines. So love it.
And it was very much that. I mean, like, I almost like had you in my head at that point, because I remember so many times you've told me, oh, you so much effort for a setup, then one punch, then again so much effort for a setup, then one punch. And I was like, shit, yeah, it only struck me that morning. I was like, oh, this is such a big setup. Like, firstly, that one punch has to land. Thankfully, it did. But then, isn't this an opportunity for more?
Yeah. That's one of the benefits of really going into, like, I thought it was it. I thought it was dead. I'm getting super real and vulnerable with you guys. Oh my God. Silly thing! Because we pushed against the ground so hard, we can soar really high off of the jump. So yeah. Love it.
Wow, people here with Indian parent values. What?
Great. And that's us heightening into the audience. If the audience had a bigger than expected reaction and we labeled it, the only thing I don't like about that is the what at the end. So instead of being like, people with here, 1,000 Indian parents, not many Indian people, but all Indian parents, as far as a way to more strongly hit that audience play heightening in the end. So I love the tactic. I know we're coming up with it on the fly, but that would just be the habit to try to reach for trying to get better with those.
I was like, dude, my parents hate Muslims too, okay? It's life and death, all right?
Okay, great. So we have a great a great act out where we have some of the energy of us being like, hey, I feel you. We have the logical of like my parents hate Hindus too, as far as like known Indian parents things, and then you have the playing with it. You have the breaking from that to play with the audience with regards to like it's not true. So once again, love how many dynamics we're playing with in a short amount of time.
Go like, no, I'm Hindu. He goes, Hindu? And that word confused him and threw him off for just long enough that suddenly, right at that moment, appeared my savior. Out of the fog, in slow motion, the greatest bus in the history of public transit. Yes. Yeah. Atlanta's MARTA Route 62. Yes, give it up for Atlanta's MARTA Route 62. Yeah.
Okay, great, recognizing the moment and letting the crowd do it, make a moment out of it. Yep.
Just noisy as hell, massively underfunded. And I'm like, hold the door! No point. No door.
Great, so that's another one where the setup was an act out with this feeling like, hold the door, and then the payoff is sort of like a logical. Great. Love it. Sorry, back in.
Just a big hole where a door used to be. But I jump onto that and I get away and my life is saved, and that's why I'm here today. Thank you. Thank you. And I get on the bus, heart pounding. First thing I do, obviously, praise Allah.
Great, so this wasn't an act out, but I do think it really benefited from physical information. So it's a logical pun, but we made it more real by giving it a sort of like, what is he doing? Oh, that's what he's doing. So there's multiple pieces of information that make it feel realer, so absolutely love it. If you wanted to in the follow through, you could have been like, actually Mecca's that way. Praise Allah. Like you could have done another like in the follow through to go further that make it seem like you could pre-plan it but make it feel like it's a personal joke in the follow through. If we wanted to stay in that energy while the audience is already thinking about it. Just a way to evolve it instead of like I like that we're enjoying the joke with the audience, but if you wanted to evolve it a little further and add fuel to the fire.
Yeah, because that'd be like a high ROI on that, right? Like they're already laughing that much.
Yes.
Even something like not too clever can keep it going. Yeah.
It's just like, hey, we're still in this moment. We're still laughing at it, and you get to sort of like re-laugh at the thing you already know. Yep.
His words still ring in my head, like that steel on my neck. He's like, "What are you, Muslim?" You know that tone? It's like, "What are you, Muslim?" Like those exact words. Like, "What are you?" It's what are y'all?
Great. And I like that we sort of like immediately broke with the silliness, and then we broke again at their big reaction to it. Okay, let's get your outro. Great. And I like is we're about to call our set, but we're letting the audience laugh about the final moment. We're letting them get their response to that out before we say that's what it is.
Thank you so much. My name is Karan Mehra. Give it up.
Great, so we get the applause for the joke and the applause for us leaving instead of bastardizing it. Great. Hey everyone, for the end of the YouTube edit, give us a like, comment any questions, concerns, or premises you want me to pay these off for you, and give us a subscribe, watch more of our content, and feel free to join us in stream, in chat live for these recordings and the joke analyses that we do every week. More videos should be popping up. Check them out. Tell your friends. Thank you.